We have one more from this murderous bastard Dick Cheney on Face the Nation yesterday. I watched just a tiny bit of that when I was walking in and out of the room where Kathy was sitting there recording it into her computer and taking notes, and I just, drinking her third cup of Super Beans coffee for the morning, and, I'm just thinking, Jesus, Kathy, come on, it's Sunday, stop. It's Mother's Day, come on. we get away from that, but now, not only does she have to engineer this tiny little station that we have here, but she also has to produce. So she got this stuff down. And I want you to hear this. Schieffer asked Cheney about the Ireland Spectre defection, which it really isn't. He also asked about Colin Powell's recent remarks and the criticism that the Republicans have moved too far to the right. Schieffer, with a very straight face, very serious look on his face, says, Colin Powell, Rush Limbaugh, said the other day that the party would probably be better off if Colin Powell left and just became a Democrat. Colin Powell said Republicans would be better off if they didn't have Rush Limbaugh speaking for them. Where do you come down on this?
Well, if I had to choose in terms of being a Republican, I'd go with Rush Limbaugh, I think. My take on it was Colin had already left the party. I didn't know he was still a Republican.
So you think that he's not a Republican?
I just noted he endorsed the Democratic candidate for president this time, Barack Obama. I assume that that's some indication of his loyalty and his interest.
And you said you'd take Rush Limbaugh over Colin Powell.
I would.
Oh, my God. Sick, miserable eater of the dead. There's only one way Cheney will ever leave the political stage. But in the meantime, why do the producers of Face the Nation or Press the Meat or this abominable program that John, what's his name on CNN, hosts on Sunday, or what the hell's his name? Don't email it to me because I really don't care. Why don't these people stop inviting this ghoulish, lying, torture-enabling, miserable son of a bitch? Why do they keep inviting him on? What is the point? The destruction he and his crew did to this country over 8 miserable years is going to take generations to heal, if it ever does. Why? Why would somebody like Bob Schieffer invite this filthy, stinking pig onto his program? Purely rhetorical questions, that's all. I just have to sit here for 10 seconds. I'm sorry. Every time I hear his voice or see his face, it's just, I can't believe that I live in a country where that monstrous bastard was vice president for 8 years, and who actually ran the country for 8 years, ran the CIA, ran the DIA, ran the Pentagon, ran the energy policy, set everything. George W. Bush was nothing more than a little punk, embarrassed gopher boy who sat there while Dick Cheney told him exactly what to do and when to do it. Oh. Regarding this ginned-up outrage over Wanda Sykes' comments at the White House Correspondents' Dinner Saturday night, got an email here from George, who writes, hey, we all had a laugh when some sick Republican named Inhofe was outraged by the outrage over detainee torture. Well, now it's my turn. I was literally horrified as soon as I heard the low scoffing and rumbling at the Correspondents' Dinner in response to Wanda Sykes' joke on Rush Limbaugh. I think this is actually one of the most telling and important views into the mental lives of the American press and the D.C. insiders, elite and other disturbed and dangerous individuals. Here is a list of things that did not go too far. Lying our country into war, sacrificing thousands of lives and hundreds of billions of dollars of treasure, scrapping the Constitution, torture, disenfranchising hundreds of thousands of U.S. voters, drowning 2,000 Americans in New Orleans, yada, yada, yada. You know the litany. Here's what did go too far. wishing harm to one big fat idiot in the context of that idiot's support for the destruction of the U.S. presidency and the downfall of the beloved United States. Oh, and by the way, also in the context of a comedy routine. We finally found something these bastards find offensive. Not stacks of naked, feces-covered prisoners, not war or torture, not the liquidation of the U.S. Treasury by corporate criminals, none of that. Their only real concerns are for the welfare of one big, fat, racist billionaire. George. Yeah, I don't know what that rumbling and groaning was after Sykes said that. And I understand, even though he was off camera, that Obama sat there very stone-faced. People in the know said he was chewing on the insides of his cheeks so he wouldn't bust out laughing. So, yeah, it was funny as hell.
Hey, I just don't understand it. I mean, maybe it's because it was the White House Correspondents' Dinner, but I have seen comedians get up there, and Dennis Miller, and I don't know. I mean, I could think of things and just busting up on different media personalities left and right, and politicians, and there's no outrage.
Yeah. Well, I know. I would just as soon, though, continue to see Republicans bow and scrape and defer to the pig man. I really would. I hope that continues. I hope it does. I hope Limbaugh continues to eat all this adulation and deference that is pushed in his face by these phony-ass fake Republicans. The head of the Republican National Committee and the former vice president, not to mention innumerable, if not all, Republican members of the House and the Senate, they bow and scrape to this bloated Jabba the Hutt, and I want it to continue. What are we down to now? 18% of Americans identify themselves as supporting Republican ideas or supporting this particular rotting incarnation of the Republican Party. Keep going, pig man. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going, dude.